Hey, what's up? I'm datablob and I'm a game developer. If you want to find out how I made my first KenneyJam game in 48 hours, stick around because I'm going to talk about the process and what I've learned a little bit. So this guy called Kenny, who provides a ton of free assets, hosted a jam. He does this yearly and it saw over 3,200 participants with a total of 366 submissions, all revolving around the theme of rotation. Game development is more fun if you can do it with other people, and I sure had a blast playing through all of the other submissions that I got to try. Didn't get through all of them, of course, but there were so many, so extremely good ones, gameplay-wise and in terms of relating to the theme, and it's just incredible what people come up with in 48 hours. So part of the rules of the jam was to pick some of Kenny's assets from his repository of 30,000 files and work with those exclusively aside from audio. So all of the visual art was sourced from his public domain database of game art. For any creative effort, constraints are your friend. They take away the fear of spoiling a blank canvas. I picked this very cool space kit full of 3D models, downloaded some other UI and audio assets to fill in the rest of the game, and went to town building a rocket for the player. Pro tip is to always go for the simplest solution. So in this case, for my player controller, I just nested everything in a null object that is centered in the scene to get easy rotation for free. Don't be afraid to reuse, recycle everything. For instance, I used this bunker model and stacked it, so this gave me my center column for the space elevator. Obstacles are just placed exactly in the ship's trajectory, and they also use this null trick for easy rotation. Some good advice is also to get things working first and then make them pretty and optimized later. I think it's a good idea to spend a third of the project on the core loop and then committing to it. Spending the remaining 2/3 on polishing every last bit of the experience, such as game feel and visuals and audio. Here I just had some placeholder UI to not have to deal with everything at once at the end of the project. Consider using procedural animation to make your life easier. Here I feed the Y position of the world axis into a sine function in order to animate the tower this cool way. On the other hand, animating instead of using physics can save resources, or using animation instead of a complicated scripted tutorial is also nice. In order to make my game actually endless, I had to take the static level structure and add a little script in order to teleport things onto the other end of the level as soon as the player had passed. I check for the player's position and then move things up a notch. For the center column, I use a list and manage that, and for other objects I use just a simple rotation and redeployment script where I shift everything as soon as the player has passed and give it a little bit of a random rotation, and this makes for nice endless gameplay. As my final tip, get the UI and audio out of the way early so that you don't have to worry about it at the end of the jam. Makes everything less stressful. That's it for now from me, and yeah, thanks everybody for submitting all of these awesome games. I will definitely be looking at the rest of them these days, and I will be there for the next Game Jam. I hope you will be too. Thanks to Kenny for hosting it. Please like, subscribe and share the video if you liked it, and follow me on Twitter at datablob studio. I will be posting more game dev related content in the future and hope to see you soon. Bye bye.